Hello YouTubers, this is Elathermania. After watching the Piers Morgan show with Alex Jones, and I listened to Piers Morgan shoot up a lot of statistics, saying that he only had 35 murders, gun murders in his country last year in 2011, and here in America we had 11,000 in 2011. That's what he told Alex Jones. Well, I found that extremely interesting because that's not what I remember seeing on the FBI website. So I went back to the FBI website, looked at all the statistics, then I was really interested in his country and everybody else's country. 4 days later and 20 hours later, I'm going to give you a review of the statistics and give you the websites below where you can do the search yourself and check it out, what's going on with the whole guns and what the problem is with this whole statistics slashing back and forth, okay? It all has to do with population and the amount of guns. And then we have to look at crime. Does guns fix crime? I'm going to let you consider. You check it out for yourself. I'll try not to blow up throughout this, but you'll understand when you start hearing these numbers why it's easy to get upset because gun control people are so throwing around wrong numbers. Anyways, I'm going to get into it here. See, Piers Morgan said that 35 people were killed 2011. 11,000 was killed in the U.S. in 2011. Once again, that was all wrong. According to the FBI crime stats for 2011, 12,664 homicides in the U.S. Total altogether. 8,583 homicides were with firearms. 400 of them were justifiable homicides by law enforcement, I guess. 260 of them were justifiable homicides by private citizens. Okay, more than half of citizens shot people in their defense than police officers. That's actually a pretty important statistic you got to look at because they're there and the cops weren't. So that totals, after you deduct the 400 and the 260, it comes to 7,923, which seems outlandish. I mean, that just seems crazy, right? But you got to look at how many people are in America. All right, check this out. But still, that's 3,077 less than what Piers Morgan said. His statistics are never right. Anything that man says, it's crazy. Okay, Grate Briton, all right, his country. The population is 62.6 million, and they actually had 59 gun-related homicides in 2011, not 35 like Piers Morgan claimed. Okay, and in Great Britain, before the illegal ban, okay, because this ban has been in Great Britain in UK for 15 years. It's been banned. All right, so like it was, I think, I don't have it written down. I believe it was like 1994 or 1999. I can't really remember what it was, but it was right before the gun ban. 69 homicides with firearms. So they only changed 10. But you ought to see what happened to the crime level, which we'll get into. Now, the U.S. has 313 million people with over 300 million guns. All right, we don't really know how many guns are in America, but I know we have 300 million registered guns in America. The U.S. has the highest ownership rate in the world of guns, averaging 88 guns per 100 people. Okay, that's almost everybody's got a gun or a whole lot of people got a whole lot of guns. One of the two. All right. Which is the number one for gun ownership for the country in the world. So we got it. Number one. Yemen is number two. 54.8 guns per 100 people. Okay? But does that mean that the U.S. has the highest gun murder rate in the world? Not even close. Not even close. Honduras, El Salvador, Jamaica. There's a whole bunch. I'm 27 to be in. We're on the 28th, the most highest gun homicides, which is 2.97% or 2.97 per 100 people. So for the U.S. being the number one gun ownership, we're 28th on the homicide list. All right. But Piers Morgan doesn't want us to look at these other countries, right? Jamaica and stuff like that. He wants us to look at Grate Briton. Let's have a look at Grate Briton, okay? Let's see how that does. Grate Briton is the second overall highest crime rate in the EU, which is European Union. The UK has the fifth highest robbery rate and the fourth highest burglary rate. Okay. Britain has the most violent has the most violent countries in the EU, and the UK has 2,034 violent criminals per 100,000 people. Wow, that's a lot. South Africa has, and we all know about South Africa. You don't go to South Africa unless you want to die. You know, that's just the reputation the place has got. All right. They got 1,609 violent crimes per 100 people, which is half of what the UK has. Okay. I definitely see why they took the guns out of their hands. Alright. But it was only a 10 people death change. Alright. But you ought to look at the crime rate. I mean, the what was it? I don't have the statistics written down here, but the rape is phenomenal in the UK and just pretty much all the EU, because the women they're not packing heat, and there's nothing to keep them from a guy seeing a woman walking down the street and saying, I'm gonna take that, you know. See, here we have no idea what that woman has in her purse, and it stops that. So by looking at the EU and their gun control status, what are we going to learn? What do we learn there? We learn that crime and violent crime goes through the roof when you take the guns out of the hands of the citizens. And that's what the NRA, that's what everybody has been saying over and over and over. Okay? These are the true statistics. I didn't get these. I'm very biased. I'm very concerned about the numbers and the statistics I get. And I don't go through organizations or groups. You know, I go through what that country and their defense department, or what their, you know, like our FBI. I look at our FBI. I don't go through. There's many websites I have found where their statistics are totally different. I've seen one website that was against guns. They were saying that 60,000 gun homicides in America a year. I mean, you gotta watch what you read. I mean, everybody's lying. And that's the thing. Why are gun owners looking for the truth, and we got the media and everybody throwing out all this garbage, saying, hey, see, here's these false statistics, take a look at it. So I think the statistics, the true statistics really speak for themselves, and I'm really concerned because I think we're getting set up here, people, because you start taking these guns away and our crime rates are going to go through the roof. And then they're going to say, well, we want all your guns, just like in the UK, the whole EU. You know, and our government is using, and the media is using things like looking through history how other countries have done it. Like Australia, when there was a gun shooting in a school where I forget how many people were killed. I forget, I thought it was 15 or 17. I can't really remember. That's when they did their gun ban, you know. And this senator, Dianne Feinstein, I just read this new legislation bill, the new updated proposal of it. This ain't got nothing to do with assault rifles. This has to do with changing the name of what assault rifles are to this is on the ban, concealed carry. It's a 911 45 caliber pistol, because it has this option. That's why it's possible to get a 30 round clip and go. So therefore, this is a situation. This has to do with changing the name of what assault rifles are and registration. Okay, I have to register this gun. I have to pay money to keep this gun under this bill. If I want to take this gun out of the state, I gotta re-register it to transport this gun out of state. It could take a minimum of 6 months. So no just going across straight borders. I'm sorry, people. That's not freedom. And you can go to her website, California Senator, Diane's socialist. And I was also reading on there how she's so happy that she got the whole concealed carry done away with there. I also seen the same video where she was before Congress talking about how happy she is that she had the right to protect herself at one time with her concealed carry. What a hypocrite. Ugh. Alright guys, this is Ethylomania. You guys have a good one.